I hope you are loving your BERNINA 570 sewing machine and embroidery machine. So this video, we're going to take a design from start to finish, and I'm going to show you lots of tips along the way. Things I do when I'm preparing my design for embroidery, a couple things that are going to happen on screen. I'm going to make sure to point them out so they're not surprises for you. Now we do have our BERNINA Embroidery Essentials online course where we go through 15 different embroidery techniques, and the repetition of you doing them over and over and over gets you so comfortable with your machine. So if you feel like you really are looking for something to accomplish, I want you to check out the links in the description below where you can watch over 20 videos for free and preview them and see if this course is right for you. But all in all, we're going to take you through the basic steps. We have gone ahead and hooped up fabric. This fabric is a cotton fabric, so I've gone ahead and put 2 layers of tearaway stabilizer. I have put the slide-on table on, which is something I do like just because it gives a little bit more support while you're embroidering, especially once you start getting up into larger projects. As we go on screen, we're going to go into the folder number 2, and I've actually picked out, after looking through the book, remember in the back you've got all your built-in designs, that there are some designs that are labeled Live, Laugh, and Love. And right now you probably can barely see them on screen or on the page because they were done in such light colors. So one of the things I am going to do is show you how we can change the colors to be brighter just so we can see them, and maybe even adjust them to the threads you're actually using. So I've gone ahead and picked out 3 colors that we're going to be using. I do like using a thread stand. It's just easier. I don't have to deal with thread and spool caps as we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and slide up to that design that we want to do. I also picked it because it does have color changes, and also it's not going to take forever to stitch. Now it does come up because it does fit in this oval hoop. That is the hoop that it came up with. But again, if I wanted to size it or stitch it in the medium hoop, we can do all those. So make sure you watch those videos that we've done, all these over 100 video tutorials that are free to watch on YouTube will help you master all the parts of this machine. So I mentioned about changing the color of the design so we can see it on screen. So as you can see, it's very light in color, so it blends into the white background. We can come over to color edit, and you could actually set it up for the colors you're using. For today, I really just want to be able to see it, and each of these colors are the 3 parts. So again, I can't even see which parts are what. So I'm going to just touch that little end part, and I'm going to just scroll till I see a color that is going to be dark enough for even you guys to see. How about even just a darker brown? And we can see that that little area is the first part that's going to stitch. I'm going to go to my next color. We could pick a navy, and our third color, we could even search. If you had a color that you wanted to use, you can touch the magnifying glass. Let's say we wanted to do it in red. 1902 is a red, and so we can see each of those sections now on screen, and this way you can actually see what we're working with before we even get started. Now the next thing I want to do is actually see where and how big this design is. So as I put my hoop on the machine, what I can do is go into the eye for information and touch check. It's going to double check that I have put the hoop on and put the right hoop on, and I get 4 arrows. So as I go around each of these corners, I can see that this design is going to take up that entire area. Now if I do need to move it up or down, I can put that needle in the center and then even come back out here and position this up or down, or move it to the left or to the right. Now right now this is not moving in my hoop. The design is moving, but the hoop is not moving. So if I actually had a mark right here that I needed to actually see where or want the design to stitch on, I need to go to the hoop option, scroll up in this first column and activate the virtual positioning hoop with those little arrows on it. And then I like to just go ahead and add the little centering because that will be the center of the design. Now when I move this, whether by knob or by finger, I can get it to where I want it to stitch. So if I had a mark here, I can move that over and then down. I can even turn the hand wheel so I can see that that's exactly where the center is. So after this point, we can go ahead and touch the needle and thread, and it will get me ready to start stitching color 1. So you're noticing there's kind of two parts to embroidery. Once we touch the needle and thread, we move to a new screen, the stitch out screen, and when we're done, we can touch either the folder or that pencil to kind of come back out of this area. Now here you have different functions that are going to be applied for embroidering time. So number 1, make sure that you have selected your foot number 26. If it's not already yellow, touch it and then touch 26 on screen. Of course, it'll be the one with the star. That way it will be active. And let me make sure I get it active there since I unactivated it. It knows already that we have put on the right hoop. If you are using a straight stitch throat plate, go ahead and make sure that that is on your machine. If you own one, that is an optional accessory that we highly recommend, and then you can tell the machine that you have that in position. Feed dogs are down. We have a full bobbin, so we will be okay, but that would be the indicator of when we do get much lower. We do have some other options over here I want to identify. Number 1, if you needed to baste something in the hoop, meaning it needed to be tacked down, that's what this function will do, and it will stitch a square around your area. We also have the ability to still move the design, so if you want to move it up or down a little bit, you still have that ability to move it here at this screen. If you have a thread break, you'll be automatically taken to the thread break screen, and it will allow you to back up or move forward to get back where you need it to be. The cutting, you can have it cut between the jump stitches, or you can easily turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on for now. If we want this whole design to be stitched in monochrome, we could apply that, and then it won't stitch and stop between colors. It'll stitch color 1 through 3, or your whole entire design without stopping in between. Rabbit. Rabbit will take your speed from its normal speed up to the faster speed, and that will get your project done faster. We will be using that in a second. So I'm going to just turn off the things that I don't need yet, and I don't need the basting feature. It is now ready to start stitching out the first color of this design. When everything has been set up correctly, you will find that the start and stop button is blinking green. So let me show you. When you go ahead and push that, if you're holding onto the thread, go ahead and then just let it start to stitch, and you'll find that it will stop and let you trim this thread you're holding onto. Take the curved scissors and just kind of get it to cut right where that first stitch is, and then just touch the green start button again to start the machine. Now I have actually put on the faster speed, so you'll see and hear the machine go a lot faster. If you're not prepared for that, you could go ahead and turn that off, and we'll slow it down just a little bit. But that's what this is all about, is if the machine is designed to go at the full speed. So let's go ahead and watch as it stitches out color 1. When a design is finished, you get a green check mark, and when you touch it, you will kind of go back to its first color. So you can take the hoop off, check out what it looks like. I love the way this looks, and I might just have to stitch out those other two because that's such a nice little collection, kind of a 1, 2, 3. You could even frame those depending on what kind of background fabric you put on, but you could easily have some fun with what those are all designed for. So when you're done on screen, you can touch the pencil to kind of go back to that first screen, or you can just touch the folder and come right back out, and then maybe we get ready to stitch that other design and get it all ready for another stitch out.